So in the last lecture we have seen the generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate. Now we will see the heat conduction through a plane wall. So here we are assuming that there is a plane wall. Okay. So where K is a thermal conductivity of that wall. K is thermal conductivity. Then A is a area of a wall, and T1 and T2, these are the temperatures of wall. So look at this figure. So Q is a heat flow rate through this wall. T1 is the inside temperature, suppose. T2 is the outside temperature. L is the thickness of wall. Now we have considered this small element dx. So this thickness small element is dx, which is at a distance of x from point number 1 or from inside surface. So here distance from point number 1 is x, and this is outside end, that is point number 2. Now we have to derive the equation for this plane wall, heat conduction through plane wall. Now we know the generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate. So we know generalized heat conduction equation is dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square plus dou square T upon dou z square plus Qg by K is equal to 1 upon alpha dou T by dou tau. Okay, so this is a generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate. Now we have to reduce this equation to the one-dimensional Laplace equation, or we can say when in this case when there is no source of internal heat generation, means Qg is equal to 0. Okay, when there is a steady state condition, that means dou T upon dou tau is also equal to 0, and when there is a heat flow only in one direction, that means dou square T upon dou y square and dou square T upon dou z square we are not taking here, because heat transfer in only in x direction. So we are considering heat transfer only in x direction. So this is the first case of uniform thermal conductivity. So we are assuming that there is a same uniform thermal conductivity. Now this is the generalized heat conduction equation. So we have reduced this equation to one-dimensional Laplace equation. So in the Laplace equation, Qg is also 0 and dou T by dou tau is also equal to 0, and we have taken only one-dimensional. So dou square T upon dou x square is equal to 0. So this equation, so equation number 1, we can say this equation number 1 reduced in this form. Now, or we can take as d square T upon dx square is equal to 0, because this is a partial. We have taken complete or ordinary differentiation. Why? Because here temperature depend upon x direction, temperature upon y, temperature depend upon z, and temperature depend upon time. But in this case, temperature only depends upon x direction. So we have taken this is complete derivative, d square T upon dx square is equal to 0. Now we have to integrate this equation twice. So we will integrate this equation twice. So first integration of this is dt by dx is equal to c1, and second is dt by dx is equal to c1, then second integration is t is equal to c1x plus c2. So this is a temperature distribution equation. T is equal to C1x plus C2. So where C1 and C2 are constants. So here C1 and C2 are the constants, and the value of constant is calculated from the boundary condition. And we will find out the values of these constants from the boundary condition. So what are the boundary conditions? So boundary conditions from the figure, you can say from the figure boundary condition. So here I will take that figure also. Okay. Now if you check in this figure, so what is the boundary condition? This is point number 1, this is point number 2. We have considered this element area dx, which is at a distance of x from point number 1. So here at point number 1, this x must be 0. So at this point x is equal to 0, and when at this x is at point 2, so it is equal to L. So these are the boundary conditions. So first boundary condition, when x is equal to 0, means at the point 1, that time temperature is equal to inside temperature, or T is equal to T1. So this will be the one boundary condition. And second boundary condition, when x is equal to L, so x is at this end, that time temperature is outside temperature, T is equal to T2. So we have to just put these two boundary condition in this equation Okay, you can say this is equation number 1 or equation number 2. Okay, previously we have given 1, so we have to put this in a temperature distribution equation. Okay, so I will write the equation once again. So T is equal to C1x plus C2. Now I am putting the values from the boundary condition in this equation here. So first boundary condition equation is, so instead of T I am putting T1, instead of T I am putting T1, so I will change the color. So here instead of T I am taking T1 is equal to C1 into x value is 0, C1 into 0 plus C2, or you will get T1 is equal to C2. So this is value by putting the first boundary condition. Now here I am putting the second boundary condition in the same equation. So T is equal to C1x plus C2. Now I am putting the second boundary condition. So here instead of T I am putting T2 because this is the second boundary condition, and C1 into, instead of x we are putting L plus C2. Okay, or this equation become T2 is equal to C1 into L plus C2, but C2 value here, this C2 value is nothing but the T1, so plus T1. So I will rearrange this equation. So this is become T2 taking toward this side, so T2 minus T1, and L is taking this side, so divided by L is equal to C1. So here we got the value of C1 and C2. So after putting second boundary condition, we got the value of C1, and first boundary condition we got the value of C2. We will put this value again in the temperature distribution equation, that is equation number 2. So I will once again write this equation, temperature distribution equation, and I will put the values of temperature distribution equation. So here T is equal to C1x plus C2 is the equation. So I am putting the value of C1 and C2. So C1 value is, this is a T2 minus T1 divided by L into x, as it is I will write x, plus C2 value is a T1. Now this is your temperature distribution equation. So by using this equation you can find out the temperature at any location. For example, suppose this is a wall, so inside temperature is 100. Suppose take T1 is 100, T2 is a 20 degrees Celsius, this wall thickness is 1 meter. Okay, and this is temperature distribution. Now you want the temperature at mid location. So temperature at mid means 0.5 meter. So that time you can take the temperatures here. T1 is 100, so you can take T1 is 100, then T2 is a 20, you can take T2 20, T1 100, L total thickness is 1 meter, T1 is again 100. Now you have to find out the temperature at the mid location, so means at 0.5 meter. So you can put x distance is a 0.5 meter, that location you will get the temperature here. So this is formula used to find out temperature at any location. Okay, so you can use this formula for finding out the temperature at any location. Now we have to find out the equation for heat transfer rate Q. Again we have to solve further for finding out the heat transfer rate Q. So this is a temperature distribution equation. Now we will solve for the Q. So Q is Fourier's law. From Fourier's law, Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. So this is the Fourier's law. Now we have to solve this first dt by dx. We will solve this dt by dx, or we can write that as a d by dx of a t. Okay, or equation for t is this equation, temperature distribution equation. I am putting that equation here as it is. So here this become d by dx. T equation was T2 minus T1 upon L into x plus T1. If you solve this equation, you will get the value is T2 minus T1 upon L. So this is the value of dt by dx. T2 minus T1 upon L is the value of dt by dx. So I am putting this value in again Fourier's law. So Fourier's law I will write once again. Fourier's law is minus Ka dt by dx. So instead of dt by dx, I am putting this value. So this become minus Ka T2 minus T1 divided by L. Or if you give this sign inside the bracket, so you will get the value Ka T1 minus T2 divided by L is equal to Q. So this is the equation for heat conduction through the plain wall, or you can write this equation also in the form of Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by L upon K into A, in the form this form also, and L upon K is known as a RTH, that is a thermal resistance. Okay, L upon K, that is a thermal resistance. So this is heat conduction formula for the plane wall. Okay. Now by using this heat conduction formula for plane wall, we will derive the equation for composite wall also. So in the next lecture we will see the composite.